Good morning troops, and welcome back to the channel. If it's your first time here, welcome to the channel. Hope you join the fun. If you like what you see, why don't you think about subscribing? And finally, the floodwaters have receded enough for us to get access to the big river in search of big pike. We've got the dead bait rods out, we've got our baits presented, and we are on the hunt for that magical River 30. Will we fill our boots, or will we just have a day loafing in the country? I hope you join me for the whole video. Sit back, relax. Let's see some beautiful pike, hopefully, and some beautiful English countryside. This is fishing for pleasure. And the silence is shattered. What a glorious morning. And look at it, you can hear that alarm wailing away. Not a bite alarm. Oh dear. Hopefully someone will be out to turn that off. Shocking. But look at that sky. That's unfiltered, that's natural. That's fishing for pleasure. There's the right hand rod, down the right hand margin, paternostered roach. Some plenty of silverfish topping this morning. Close to all three rods. I'm quite happy that there are prey fish in the area. Look at that. You can see the silverfish topping all over the place. There's the middle rod. We've had a tentative run on that, on a whole herring. Wound down a little bit too soon. That's a static dead on the deck. As I say, a whole herring. And there's the left hand float. That's a paternostered smelt. As you can see, still silverfish. There's plenty of silverfish out there. So I'm hoping there's plenty of pike out there. It's a beautiful December morning. Pretty mild. The cloud's supposed to break up today. And a bit of sunshine for the first time in a long time. There you can see, look, they're topping. The prey fish are out there and they're quite close in as well. That's quite close to the margins. That middle rod's not too far out either. Good morning, troops, and we're out and about. As I said, it's been a while since we've been out to get on the river. Glorious morning. We had one tentative run on the whole herring. Weighing down a bit too soon, I think. Got a bit excited. But the day set fair. That's that's a start. Hopefully we'll have a few today here. It's been unfishable for a while. There's not been any bank activity as such really. It's very treacherous down by the water's edge, but got 3 rods out. We're amongst it, and we're going to be catching hopefully some big pike. This is my go-to venue for the bigger stuff here in the middle level, and we ain't been out much. Had to hit the drains recently because of the floods. Small drains, rivers like this and places like the middle level that have been pumping off water, something chronic, the last couple of weeks. They would have been unfishable. So we're out, we've got the rods in, we've had a run already. That alarm going off this morning's the only thing that's brought me peace and quiet, but other than that, it's a fantastic day. It really is. We're out, English countryside, beautiful, glorious morning. Look at that sky behind me. Swans are up there, pheasants flying over the river. Seagulls have been whizzing around and all. There's silverfish topping everywhere. It really does look like it's going to be a good day. The cloud is almost broken completely now, so it's supposed to be quite sunny today, a bit warm, 5 degrees. But we ain't seen the sun for a while. It's been horrible grey, drab, flood conditions. The water's not too bad. It's not running off at all, that river. Whether they start pumping it come 8 o'clock, who knows, but at the moment there's a very gentle flow to it. It's perfect, I would say. Perfect pike morning. It's a piker's dawn. Are we going to catch some pike? Well, it's getting increasingly pessimistic and doom-laden video. Now, I've not had any encouragement. You know, it's midday now, so we're halfway through the session. Gonna really regret missing those 2 runs this morning. I think it's river's running off hard. They're pumping out the drain now. I'm hoping that right-hand rod, where that water's pumping out of that drain, clashing with the water from the river, is going to churn everything up and create a bit of a vortex. So I've got my bait just on the edge of that. I've raised the paternoster up, so I've got it 2 foot off the deck, that bait now, so that should be wafting around in that really strong current. The middle rod and my left hand rod I've been swapping around all sorts. Trying to static dead in the margin, static dead out, far, in, far, in, out, shake it all about. But nothing's worked so far. My static dead, I've changed the herring, I've put a sardine on. The paternostered smelt hasn't been touched, the paternostered roach hasn't been touched. It's only the static deads that have had a bit of interest on them. So one of those where we're going to sit it out and wait for a big girl to come along. It's the only thing I can do. I mean, there are big girls in here, obviously, that's why I'm here. And I could pack up and whiz down or upstream and maybe try my luck in a different swim, different stretch. But I'm here, I've got a good swim. I know this swim produces big fish. Keep looking round over my shoulder, hoping to see one of those floats, but they don't. The only thing that takes them under is the current every now and then. So yeah, we're just gonna have to take it on the chins and put it down to a tough day. But it could change. I mean, it might be a quiet morning, but it could well be a fantastic afternoon. That's the thing with pike fishing, you never can tell. It can switch on just like that. You know yourself, you go out sometimes and you don't get out till midday, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. You think, I'll have a couple of hours, and it goes potty. So if the fish are there and they see the baits, they'll eat them. Just got to crack on and hope that I do. Wow, what a frustrating day. Been quite remiss the last couple of videos. I've run out of time and haven't said goodbye properly. But today has been a real frustrating day. I've had 3 runs and I'm really thin end of the wedge with these circle hooks, these single hooks with the big baits. They would have been nailed on if I was on trebles on them big baits. I've given it a good crack. I've given it 3 years, and when you've got a real hard day, you get 3 runs, you don't convert any of them. You got to wonder to yourself, am I doing the right thing? And the paternostered rigs with the single hooks are absolutely fine. I've no issue with them at all. They nail the pike 75% of the time. But with my static dead with a big bait, you know, it's not even 50-50. Had 3 runs today, missed all 3. Last video on a drain I had 3 runs. I did convert 2, but you know, it does really make you wonder, you know. Sometimes you get an opportunity once in a session, and if you're throwing it away every time, and it's you know, it's very, very counterproductive. So I may well eat a bit of humble pie and do a bit of backtracking. I'm not sure yet. I'm gonna have a think about it tonight. But the next time I'm out, I could well be fishing with 1 rod with trebles on my big sea deads, because I can't keep missing runs. It's just not, you know, there's no point going fishing if you're not going to convert your runs. You know, it's, yeah, I've had a tough day. You know, it's not like I tried it for 1 or 2 sessions and then reverted. As I say, the paternoster rigs are absolutely fine. I ain't got no issue with them with the single hooks. It's the static deads, you know, and it's been the problem for ever since I've switched over with the static deads. I've tried hair rigging my baits, I've tried carp hooks, I've tried catfish hooks, and yeah, nothing's working. So I mean, don't get me wrong, some days when the pike are having it and they're wolfing them baits down, it's not an issue. But in the dead of winter, and the pike are not as lively as they are at the start of the season, you're missing bites, you know, and you get 3 runs in a day, you don't want to be missing all 3. You'll have a long hard think. And yeah, we'll find out in the next video if I've sold out my principles. Well, it was never about fish safety or unhooking the fish. It was never about that. It was always about trying to move the sport forward, trying to find a different method and a different way of fishing that we've been doing for donkey's years. And would it be effective, and would it be productive? And I'd say with the paternoster rigs, I ain't got an issue with it, but them big sea deads, single hooking them, it's just not cutting the mustard. So, long hard think. It ain't over yet. We still might catch one. It's only 3:30, but it's almost dark. That's that time of year, isn't it? So we'll stick it out till it gets dark. I might get another run. You never know. But yeah. Taking one on the chins, I think. It's wasn't a flash in the pan experiment. I say I've been at it now for 3 seasons. I'm quite happy with my paternoster rigs. I keep saying it, but I am quite happy with them. But I am not happy with the static deads, the big sea deads. The conversion rate is just not there. It's just not there. And you know, if at 3 rods, if you got all 3 runs that came on the static dead, and I failed on all 3. So yeah, I'm gonna have a good long hard think, and then we'll see how we go. But we ain't over. I might catch something yet, so I could be holding a 20 or a 30 in a minute. You never know. But time's running out quick. I've got 1 opportunity to go fishing, and I've blown 3 chances. So you know, it's back to the drawing board. A long hard think about the method of fishing with big sea deads going forward.